is Christopher Chileshe. I am the founder of the Zig. So the Zig was founded in 2018, right around February. We decided, or basically I decided to start the company as a way of providing opportunity to Zambians to export their talents to the world. So I visited Zambia in 2017 on vacation with my family. I thought to myself, what can I do? So I came back home to the US, started a WhatsApp group with my family, and we were just brainstorming ideas of different things we could do. After that trip and after those brainstorming sessions, we had different ideas about starting an MTN booth or bureau de change, or internet cafe. There was a lot of different ideas that were thrown around. And the internet cafe was one that resonated. It seemed like something that would be an easy thing to start, and so we picked that one as sort of the first thing. For a variety of reasons, it ended up just not kicking off. It ended up just not taking off. So I decided to take a second go at it by myself, and I decided to actually create a consulting business that leveraged Zambian engineering talent to build solutions for the US market. Previously, before my time at my current job at the time, which was at Microsoft, prior to that I was working for a consulting company as an enterprise architect. So I put together a presentation for them, and I sent it to them, and basically it was just a pitch deck that said, hey, I'm building a consulting business in Zambia with local engineers. A couple of weeks or a month went by, and finally got a response back, and they said, hey, we're interested, let's have a chat and let's see where we go from there. And so that was sort of the first client that the Zig had. We sort of negotiated our terms, and at that point all I had was the presentation and the website. No engineers, no office, no equipment, no anything. So our mission is to unlock Africa's potential through technology. At our core, we're a technology company, and we're interested in solving problems, right? Specifically solving problems for the continent itself. The way we look at our business is really in two formats. We have our traditional consulting business, which is kind of the story I just told about building solutions for US clients. And not only US clients, but really any clients across the globe. And then we have our innovation hub, or our R&D arm, which is really about looking at the landscape and trying to identify interesting problems that we can solve with the unique set of talents that we have within the organization. So our goal at the end of it is really to bring about positive change for the continent by leveraging our skills to build solutions, and then also exporting that talent to other companies to leverage for solving their problems as well. The thing that excites me most about the job is actually, again, the problem solving. To me, it's really, really, really rewarding when we see a problem and we are able to come up with a solution, come up with a concept, but then actually bringing that solution to life. So when ideas go from paper to reality, that's super, super exciting, that transformation from one to the other. So even, building the Zig, for example, like I said, it started with a presentation that was sent to a prospective client, and now it's, a full-blown business that's operating and helping support lives, and that's hugely rewarding. Yeah, so success is relative. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we've hit some good milestones, and I'm hoping that there's more ahead of what we want to achieve. But to get to where we are, I think the biggest thing has probably been resilience. I think it's super important for a business and for the team really to be able to navigate and understand that there's going to be ups and downs in the business, right? And so being resilient and being able to navigate those challenges is super, super critical. So what that means for me is don't celebrate the highs too much, and don't get down on the lows too much either, right? You have to kind of remain within sort of an even sphere, so that you can manage both the really, really, really exciting times and then the really, really low times. But at the core of it, I think resiliency is super, super key to success in a business is just being able to push through all the barriers, because there's constantly different obstacles and barriers that come in your way. I went into the business extremely naive and sort of ignorant, and I think that was actually a strength in a lot of ways, because not knowing the dangers ahead, or not knowing the tribulations ahead, made it so that I wasn't afraid of pursuing certain opportunities. You know, we're always in a constant state of trying to learn and improve, so it's hard to say, you know, what are the things that I wish I had known. Because I feel like there's still so much I don't know, that, you know, you just kind of, when you come across a problem, you try and solve it as best as you can. I don't know that in a business like ours, there's anything you can anticipate and say, if I know this tomorrow, it will help me solve that next problem to the next day. So a tough one to answer. I know that's not it's not an ideal answer, but yeah, I think being ignorant and naive was actually quite helpful. I think more than anything in a business, the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you put in positions, are going to be the ones that have the biggest influence on your success. Building the right team is really critical to the success of your business. And so sometimes that involves making hard decisions about whether you have the right team or not, and you know, evaluating yourself and the capabilities of your team to make sure it's constantly aligned with your mission. On bouncing back from setbacks, it goes to what I said earlier. Resiliency is really key. I think there's always going to be setbacks. There's always going to be challenges. You don't have to know the answer of how to respond to a specific challenge. You may not have the right answer, but it's about continuing to push through and push past that boundary. When you're met with resistance, you can break through it, you can go around it. There's different strategies, but at the end of the day, it's that persistence and perseverance through that adversity to keep going. When you have that resilience, you know, it becomes easier to achieve the next thing. And sometimes, you know, not to say you accept defeat, but sometimes you just have to acknowledge that what you're trying to achieve may be poor timing or poor execution or whatever it may be. Look for alternatives, right? Trying to force a strategy that's clearly not working isn't always the best decision, right? So, you know, resilience isn't about just trying to force the strategy, but it's about acknowledging also when something may not necessarily be the right thing to do in this circumstance. We've had circumstances where clients weren't pleased with the work that we delivered. Those are extremely humbling experiences. A lot of times I think it's also important to acknowledge where you're falling short of your own commitments to your clients. I think there's a ton of growth to be had in those conversations. It's really tough when someone is, you know, investing in your business, especially as a startup, you know, believing in your capacity to deliver, and you let them down. And so in those instances, I think self-reflection and being able to understand and say, okay, where did we miss out? What did we do wrong? And just being really self-critical, and then putting in place the changes that you need to make sure that doesn't happen again. It's good to be hard on yourself in those times when you fall short of a client's expectations, and those types of failures hurt the most, but it's also an opportunity for growth. Being mission driven is important. Having a North Star that you align to, and making sure that you are focused on the right things is important. So I think you have to be able to say to yourself, like, what's our purpose? At the core, what are our values, and what is it exactly that we're trying to achieve? And are the things that we're doing in alignment with our stated values and our stated mission? And if you're not constantly evaluating that and not constantly looking at that, you know, it's very easy to stray away from the right path or from your stated path. So I think to stay focused, you really have to be, number one, mission driven, and have a set of values that you use to operate under, and then you have to constantly remind yourself of those and remind your team of those, and then make sure that what you're doing is in alignment with those things. As an organization, we want to be super focused on our clients and their needs, because it will, the rest sort of follows. The rewards come after that. So as long as you're serving the purpose of what your clients want, I think the financial rewards fall in place. Clients will be happy to do business with you, and they'll be happy to purchase your services. And as long as you're treating your clients the right way, I think your business has long-term continuity. Advice to entrepreneurs, two pieces of advice I would give would be around the resiliency. Don't give up on your idea. It's okay if it's not working. Try something else, right? So resiliency is super key. But then also don't lose sight of your focus of your clients and what they're paying you for. So being client focused or customer obsessed. I think those are really critical. And our shirts say focus, discipline, delivery. So if you're focused on your clients, if you're disciplined in your execution and your delivery, then you'll reap the rewards of your mission. Yeah, I think as the Zig, we're super excited about our future. I want people to know we're open for business. I want people and other businesses to know that we are ready to engage. We're ready to help people on their digital transformation journey. We're eager to solve problems, in particular for the continent, but for other businesses that are looking to revolutionize how they do business and how they conduct business. We are here to partner with them in the long term.